your back, and I need to make sure you can off it. I'll just take this back with me. You don't need this. Are you all set?
Check the tuning or? Good morning. Good morning. Woo! Welcome to the Keene Unitarian Universalist Church, or KUUC, as we like to call it. My name is Sherry Buskey. As a composer, musician, educator in the spiritual community, I'm also a part of our music program, a member of our music committee, and many other things in this life. I discovered this congregation in December 2023, became a member last May, and for nearly a year and a half, this is where I get mushy, have marveled and learned from your love, experiences, and genuine desire to be here. I love that. Round of applause for you. We are delighted that you are here, whether you are with us in our beautiful and historic 1824 sanctuary or watching us from home on our YouTube live stream. Whether new to us or just feeling new, whoever you are, whomever you love. Wherever you are on life's journey, you are welcome here. Each week, we designate an ambassador who will help you to get to know our church, our faith, our community. Please do ask this person about anything relevant. Today, our ambassador is our own Deb McClay. Please stand up. We also invite you to sign the guest book located at the front of the sanctuary. Please join us for coffee or tea in our parish hall following the service through the doors at my right. Please also explore our many programs in which you can participate and to which you can donate. Please also join us on Saturday, May 17th at 1 p.m. for a truly historic event right here, the ordination of our minister, Rowan Van Ness, a distinguished event appropriately held at one of our National Register of Historic Sites. Yay. I met Wendy Byrn last year during our membership course in the spring and was immediately struck by her warmth and gentle personality. My favorite features of our many and varied services are those of personal experience and discovery, as you probably know. Today, our minister, Rowan Van Ness, is away from the pulpit, and we are honored that Wendy is our worship leader with what I learned about connection from my son and others. Just a little bit about Wendy. She started her work as an early childhood educator at Head Start in Sacramento, California. Did I mispronounce Sacramento? I'm sorry. Then moved on to the Appalachian Child Care Project in Georgia and the child development programs at Bennington College and Keene State College. Her career culminating right here on Washington Street after 20 years in intervention at Rise for Baby and Family. Wendy appreciates all the skills her profession required her to hone, including listening and observing, communicating, singing, playing, creating, and being kind. Though retired now, she extends her heartfelt appreciation to all her fellow care providers doing this very important work. We welcome all children in our sanctuary. We indeed believe that the sounds that they make are sacred. Your cell phones, however, we appreciate more when they're silenced. Please do so and settle into this hour of community, creativity, inspiration, joy, and challenge. We hope you will find something in our service today that proves useful in your daily life and provides you hope, grace, and energy for the week ahead. A lovely Mother's Day to us all.
Good morning. It is so good to look out and see these friendly faces of people that I connect with, and people that before long, if I haven't connected with you yet, I hope to connect with. And happy Mother's Day, as Sherry said, to all of you mothers, and to all that nurture or have nurtured the growth of others. My heartfelt gratitude goes out to you for that important work that you do. My first reading this morning is a poem by Ted Kooser. Ted Kooser was the Poet Laureate of the United States from 2004 to 2006. He wrote this poem a month after his mother's death, and I'm just reading several excerpts to you. The meadowlarks are back, and the finches are turning from green to gold. Those same 2 geese have come to the pond again this year, honking in over the trees and splashing down. They never nest, but stay a week or 2, then leave. The peonies are up, the red sprouts burning in circles like birthday candles. You asked me if I would be sad when it happened, and I am sad. But the iris I moved from your house now hold in the dusty, dry fists of their roots green knives and forks, as if waiting for dinner, as if spring were a feast. I thank you for that. Were it not for the way you taught me to look at the world, to see the life at play in everything, I would have to be lonely forever. The next poem that I chose is by a Palestinian poet and medical doctor from Letters to Childhood. Forgive me, my child, if the name I gave you is not the name you would have chosen. All the children of the world in all my abodes are the roses in my courtyard, the green and the fresh, the sun and the stars. You are the beautiful hands, the ones who raised the flag of childhood high. I give my life to you. To you I write my poems. Now, as Dan Bartlett comes up to light the chalice, we'll read the chalice lighting together. We kindle this flame to remind ourselves of the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of commitment. And David will come up and sing a song for us.
Good morning, everybody. Wendy asked me to perform this little song. It's called May There Always Be Sunshine. And it was written, the 4 little lines were written by a 4-year-old boy back in 1928. He was a Russian boy, Kostya Baranokov, and it expressed his feelings about his love for his mother and the blue skies and their relationship. And I will sing it as written in Russian, English, Spanish, and French. Well, anyway, here we go. Pusida boja solnes, Pusida boja naba, Pusida bojet mama, Pusida buduya. May there always be sunshine. May there always be blue skies. May there always be mama. May there always be me. Que sempre haya sol. Que sempre haya cielo. Que sempre esti mi madre. Que sempre esté yo. Qu'il y a toujours les soleils, qu'il y a toujours les ciels bleus, qu'il y a sto sole mama, et que so toujours là. May there always be sunshine. May there always be blue skies. May there always be mama. May there always be me. Putsik da bujat solse. Putse da buje niba. Putse da buje mama. Putse da buje ya. La 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 la.
I don't know how to follow that, but anyone young in heart or spirit or body or mind or anything, please come join me down here if you want to see the pictures to our story. Also, if you're going upstairs to RE, and you can easily get up off the floor. Do you? Who knows this book? Yeah. Okay. It is Are You My Mother by P.D. Eastman, if you didn't see it. Or you don't know it. You do? Okay. A mother bird sat on her egg. The egg jumped. Oh! My baby's going to be born. He will want something to eat. How she knew it was a boy, I don't know. The egg jumped. It jumped and jumped and jumped. And out came the baby bird. I skipped a page. She flew away to find something to eat. The baby was born while she was gone. Where's my mom? He said. He looked for her. He looked up, and he didn't see her. He looked down, and he did not see her. I will go out and find her. So away he went. Down out of the tree he went, down, down, down. It was a really long way down. The baby bird could not fly, but he could walk. Now I will go and find my mother, he said. He did not know what his mother looked like. He went right by her. He did not see her. So he didn't recognize his mother. Do all babies and kids even look like their mother? No. Can someone who didn't give birth still be a mom? Yeah. He came to a kitten. Are you my mother? Was the kitten his mother? No. The kitten didn't even say anything, just stared at the bird. The kitten was not his mother, so he kept on going. Then he came to a hen. Are you my mother? No, said the hen. The kitten and the hen were not his mother. I have to find my mother, he said, but where? Where is she? Where could she be? He came to a dog. Are you my mother? I am not your mother, said the dog. The kitten and the hen and the dog were all not his mother. So the baby bird went on and came to a cow. Are you my mother? I am not your mother. I am a cow. Does that mean it couldn't be his mother? No. Not necessarily. The kitten and the hen were not his mother. The dog and the cow were not his mother. Did he have a mother? Yes. I did have a mother, thought the baby bird. I know I did. I have to find her. I will find her. The baby bird did not walk. The baby bird ran. We saw a car. Could this old car be my mother? No, it could not. The baby bird did not stop. He ran on. Now he looked way down. He saw a boat. There she is! He called out to the boat, but the boat did not stop. The boat went on. He looked up, way up, and saw a bird. Here I am, mother, he called, but the plane did not stop. The plane went on. How is the baby bird feeling right now? Sad, scared, lonely. You got it. Just then, the baby bird saw a big thing. This must be his mother. There she is, he said. There is my mother. He ran right up to it. Mother, here I am, mother, he said to the big thing. The big thing just said, snort. Oh, you are not my mother, the baby said. You are a snort. I have to get out of here. The baby bird could not get away, though. The snort went up. It went up, way up, so high. Up. But now, where was the snort going? Oh, what is the snort going to do with me? Get me out of here. How's the baby feeling now? Oh, yeah. Just then, the snort came to a stop. Where am I? Said the baby bird. I want to go home. I want my mother. Then something happened. The snort put that baby bird right back in the tree. The baby bird was home. Did the snort act like a mom? Yes. How? Brought her home, it cared for them. What are some things that moms do? They care for us. The snort wasn't its mom, but it acted motherly, right? Yeah. It's a digger in this case. Just then, the mother bird came back to the tree. Do you know who I am? She said to her baby. Oh, yes, I know who you are. You are my mother, not a kitten, a hen, a dog, a cow, a boat, or a snort. Thank you. So, as a reminder to our parents of RE, when you are done here, head on upstairs so you can see our creation. It is our last blocks of the year. So we are going to go have an amazing time with that. Do not miss coming up. Also, if you want to come see it, can other people come? Not in droves. Not in droves. We'll take pictures. So, yeah, we ready? Let's get sung out.
it's time for hymn number 317. Did I get the name right? Number? Yes, okay. This is a new one, and I was going to be learning it, and I forgot. So just sing out strong, even if you don't quite get it. And I'll pretend that I know it too. Thank you. And now it's time for our offering. And as always, we are so grateful for this congregation and its generosity of time, talent, and treasure. For those of you listening at home, hello. Can everybody turn and do a big hello? Happy Mother's Day to all. So, you can pop your money into the basket. For those at home, you can make a check payable to KUUC, 69 Washington Street is our address. Give what you will for the church that has meant so much to you, for the church that meant so much to those who came before you, and for the church that will mean so much to people you will never know. Thank you for being such a generous people. And our offertory today is oh yes, it's how can I keep from singing? And are we allowed to join in with that if we want to? Do we know what hymn number it is? It's not in the hymnal. Oh my goodness, it's not in the hymnal. All right, thank you. And now if you could join me in our offering dedication, it's in your program. We dedicate these gifts in service to our mission to actively create compassionate community and work for a fair and peaceful world.
Every single human being, when the entire situation is taken into account, has always and at every moment of the past done the very best that he or she could do, and so deserves neither blame nor reproach from anyone, including self. This, in particular, is true of you. This is a quote that both I aspire to believe in and find it a challenge for me. In the case of mothers, though, it is clearly true to me. Mothers do the work of raising the next generation, most often not acknowledged as legitimate work. They often must find work in addition to this important work, whether that would be their choice or not. They often do not have the time or resources to be able to reflect on how they were nurtured, heal old wounds, and parent with fresh thinking. Mothers do their work in cultures of male domination and sexism. Sexist training that many men right here in this congregation are doing amazing things to change. Mothers often do this work amid violence and poverty. Let us reflect on mothers in our own lives, mothers we have yet to know, and mothers we carry in our hearts and grieve for every day. We'll take a moment of silence. Now I'm going to read On Children by Cahill Gibran. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but they are not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts. They have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children, as living arrows, are sent forth. The archer sees the mark upon the path of the infinite, and he bends you to his might, that his arrows may go swift and far. Let your bending in the archer's hands be for gladness. For even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he loves also the bow that is stable. So welcome again. I'm going to share with you today what I learned from my son and others about connection. Come along with me as I share some anecdotes and quotes and writing from those who continue to remind me and teach me about creating deep connection with others. When my son was about 2, my family and I got stuck in the Chicago airport during a major snowstorm. We were traveling to visit our family out west for the holidays. It was a terribly long day and a half with scads of grumpy folks packed in not enough seats, waiting for our flights to be resumed to get us moving on to our destinations. Now, Nick wasn't grumpy at all. On the other hand, he found the whole experience completely interesting. He moved about our gate, smiling at folks and looking unabashedly in their faces, inspecting any colorful baggage they had around them, and of course, finding some other children to run and play chase with and throw stuff around. Remembering that time, I'm always reminded what I believe our true human nature is in relation to others, and what possible perspectives we could take when we find ourselves in unexpected challenges. I believe that deep down, under whatever dust and dirt has collected on our surfaces, through no fault of our own, we are warm and curious about each other. We want to see each other and connect. We're ready to play and get stuff done. A few years later, Nick and I found ourselves at a weekend workshop away from home with other families. We had lots of fun running around with some familiar old friends and some friends brand new to us. However, during this weekend, the children of a friend of mine, 2 brothers around Nick's age, picked on him mercilessly, as sometimes happens when children play together. A couple of weeks later, the children's mother, Lila, came to visit me from out of town. And she listened to Nick as I was getting ready to spend time with her. And she acknowledged how her boys had been so mean. And she pointed out, and she talked about how that must have hurt his feelings. At some point, she lightened the mood and asked Nick, "And what do you want me to do to my boys when I go home tonight?" And Nick said quite confidently, "I think you should give them the business." Now, in our family, this is what giving the business entailed. Nick, having gotten fed up with me and being lonely because I was engaged in some kind of work or household chores gives me some kind of taunting, chase me type facial expression. Then I was supposed to drop what I was doing and engage in a loud, boisterous game of chase around the house. But, my friends, not just any game of chase. I was required to be completely incompetent, continually fall down just as I was close to capturing him, and loudly complain that things were not fair and he was too fast and too strong. And if you can believe, knowing me as some of you do, spitting and drooling also happened during these events, as well as jumping over the back of the couch and generally causing the dog to go out of his mind. Now remember, I was trying to get some work done, so this often couldn't last a very long time. But before long, Nick and I were rolling on the living room floor, laughing, cuddling, and being able to tell we were connected and close once again. This is what Nick wished for those two boys that teased him and ostracized him over the weekend. He wished them kind roughhousing. He wished them laughter. He wished them the playful attention of an adult to bring them back into the fold. He wished them the presence and connection of a caring adult. Sometimes I say, who raised that kid? A couple of years later, Nick and I moved to Keene, and we were driving down Washington Street right out here past Franklin School where Nick had just started second grade. And as we drove past a boy Nick's age, he said, "Mom, that's my best friend." Now, I wish I'd asked him to tell me more about that. But I was an overwhelmed mom with a new job in a new town, so I don't really know the story here. But I like to think walking down the street was another young boy that had made Nick feel welcome in his new classroom. Maybe had shown him where to hang his coat and store his lunchbox. Maybe welcomed him into his play at recess or at his lunch table. When I think of this story, I remind myself of the power, warmth, and friendliness and inclusion can have rather quickly for people. Just a day or so after Nick had started a new school, he had this feeling, I have a new best friend. It's always a reminder to me of how to be in the world. A few years later, Nick was in middle school. There was a fellow student who picked on Nick every day as he walked to school. Nick never complained about going to school and didn't want me to intervene, but when it persisted, I couldn't help myself. And I called and talked to the assistant principal. The assistant principal said she would call both boys into her office and talk with them. The assistant principal called me a couple days later. And told me about the conversation. And frankly, I don't remember a thing she told me about what the other young boy said, or if she told me that at all. But when she was so surprised that when Nick spoke, he said, "I like John. He's a good guy. I consider him a friend of mine, a good friend of mine." And the assistant principal told me, John just seemed to visibly relax. She told me that he was in his second foster home and he had had some rough beginnings. Now, real life doesn't often resolve as easily as this, but John stopped picking on Nick on his way to school. I've just finished rereading a favorite book of mine by neuropsychiatrist Daniel Siegel on his brain research and his strategies for how to bring brains back from dysregulation to regulation, from operating from our alligator brain, our fight or flight mode, to the rational thinking part of our brain. And he coaches us about using the 4 S's. First, helping a person feel safe with eye contact and your tone of voice, a warm facial expression, gentle touch if that's appropriate in that situation, and few words because the alligator brain doesn't compute words. Then helping them feel seen, acknowledging and validating their feelings, concerns, and worries, soothing them, helping them feel secure. From my perspective and accumulated knowledge years later, I like to think that is what Nick offered John. He didn't argue, he didn't blame, he never tried to fight him on the way to school. He said, "You're a good friend. You're good. I like you. I consider you a friend of mine." I think he helped John feel safe, seen, soothed, and secure by his response as they talked over their difficulty. My next anecdote is from a conference for women that I attended for many years about this time in the spring. It was led by Beth Edmonds of Maine, part of the state legislature of Maine for 8 years. This was a large conference with women from Maine and Quebec, including women from indigenous communities in those states, and women from Vermont and New Hampshire. Beth always started that workshop in this same way. She invited us to look around at each other, look around the room and notice who we felt connection with, who we already noticed we'd like, who we wanted to get to know, who we felt we could approach, and who we felt accepted, invited in by, and who we noticed we looked away from, who we looked through, who we were tempted to avoid, or who we felt might avoid us, or look through us, She would always say, every year, the ways we feel separated from each other have no rational basis. We're trained in those separations. We are trained to act on them, to believe them. We're not at fault. We didn't create those separations. The separations I'm talking about are what we learned about ourselves and others because of our class background, our race, our disability or ability, our religion, how we look, how we dress, our sexual orientation, our education. No rational basis. She would urge us to explore how we learn these separations, not believe them, and take steps to break out of our comfort zone with our genuine warmth, respect, and curiosity about each other's lives. Now, in my experience, this is not a one and done task, but a daily task of noticing, where do I look away or through someone? Where am I uncomfortable? Where do I dismiss someone's thinking or lose my own thinking? Where do I forget my sense of connection and care? This is another place I learned a deep sense of what real connection is that resonates with me and that I aspire to clean up every day. Now I'll end my talk by returning to another airport, this time with a narrative poem by one of my favorite poets, Arab-American poet Naomi Shihab Nye. Gate A4. Wandering around the Albuquerque airport terminal after leaving my flight, after learning my flight had been delayed 4 hours, I heard an announcement. If anyone in the vicinity of Gate A4 understands any Arabic, please come to the gate immediately. Well, one pauses these days. Gate A4 was my own gate. I went there. An older woman in full Palestinian embroidered dress, just like my grandma wore, was crumpled to the floor, wailing. "Help," said the flight attendant. "Talk to her. What is her problem? We told her the flight was going to be late, and she did this." I stooped to put my arm around the woman and spoke haltingly. "Shu dawa, shu bituk, habiti, stanishwe, min fadlik, shu bitsiwe." The minute she heard any words she knew, however poorly used, she stopped crying. She thought the flight had been canceled entirely. She needed to be in El Paso for major medical treatment the next day. I said, "No, we're fine. You'll get there, just late. Who's picking you up? Let's call him." We called her son. I spoke to him in English. I told him I would stay with his mother till we got on the plane. She talked to him. Then we called her other sons, just for the heck of it. Then we called my dad, and he and she spoke for a while in Arabic and found, of course, they had 10 friends in common. Then I thought, just for the heck of it, why not call some Palestinian poets I know and let them chat with her? This all took up 2 hours. She was laughing a lot by then, telling about her life, patting my knee, answering questions. She had pulled a sack of homemade mamoul cookies, little powdered sugar crumbly mounds stuffed with dates and nuts, from her bag, and was offering them to all the women at the gate. To my amazement, not a single traveler declined one. It was like a sacrament. The traveler from Argentina, the mom from California, the lovely woman from Laredo, we were all covered with the same powdered sugar and smiling. There's no better cookie. Then the airline broke out free apple juice, and 2 little girls from our flight ran around serving it, and they were covered with the same powdered sugar too. And I noticed my new best friend, now we were holding hands, had a potted plant poking out of her bag, some medicinal thing with green furry leaves. Such an old country traveling tradition. Always carry a plant. Always stay rooted to somewhere. And I looked around that gate of late and weary ones and thought, this is the world I want to live in. The shared world. Not a single person at that gate, once the crying and confusion stopped, seemed apprehensive about any other person. They took the cookies. I wanted to hug all those other women too. This can still happen anywhere. Not everything is lost. Turn to page something or other. 1051 in your teal hymnal. I'm going to read the closing words. I see that, before we do the chalice unlighting. The former Surgeon General, along with other researchers, have reported the rise of loneliness in our population. We also hear that depression and suicide among our young people are on the rise. Don't worry, I'm not going to take you down a deep, dark pit and leave you there. I'll bring you up. We know that divisions in our country have become entrenched as well. But folks, we have agency and power to do our part to move these difficult problems by moving toward others with our own warmth, curiosity, and friendship, by welcoming and including others into our own lives, others perhaps different from us. And I'll end with perspectives from a few of my heroes. Kurt Vonnegut said, "And how should we behave during an apocalypse? We should certainly be kind to one another, but we should stop being so serious. Jokes help a lot. Also," he said, "get a dog." Pablo Neruda said, "The man who doesn't play has lost forever the child who lived in him and who he will miss terribly." And a piece of inspiration that guides me goes something like this. If I'm not feeling uncomfortable and making mistakes, I may be settling for a much smaller life than the one that is available to me. Hence, I'm giving a sermon today. Pete Seeger, who was a model for me of the life I wanted to live, a life focused on building the world he imagined using his talents, enthusiasm, and joy, said at one of his last concerts that I was lucky enough to attend, "I'm not sure if we can turn things around in time." He was speaking then particularly about climate change, but and now we have a few other concerns as well. So he said, "Yes, I'm not sure if we can turn things around in time, but I would not choose to live any other way." Thank you, each of you, for the living lives that embrace these values. Each of you, as I look out, I learn from and am inspired by you every time I'm with you. Go in peace and with a purpose. Oh, and now we'll extinguish the chalice, and Dan Bartlett will come up and we'll read the extinguishing words. Whatever the heck. I made it this far. Give me a break. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and share with the world until we are together again.